Hello, greetings. I might as well explain this verse because it does say show kindness to your parents. First it says, and your Lord has decreed that you not worship except Him. And after that, immediately, and to parents, good treatment. Whether one, Sai International. I think I'll use picture because if one of them or when they've used, even Yusuf Ali has used whether, Shakir has used if, either or both of them reach old age with you, say not to them, so much as nor chide them, and speak to them a generous word. So God means that if, let's say, I take Muhammad Sarwar or even Mohsin Khan, Arbery, and your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him, and that you be dutiful to your parents. Full stop. If one of them or both of them attain old age in your life, say not to them a word of disrespect, nor shout at them, but address them in terms of honor. Arbery says Phi. Say not to them Phi. Okay, you see the reason why God is saying say not to them Phi when they attain old age. They are helpless, they are feeble when they attain old age. But here, before that, when be good to parents who have brought you up when you were a child and you were helpless, right? This is what God would mean, because here we are told when God says do not say even Phi to them. Okay, so that's because they have attained old age. Old age meaning they are now weaker than you. You are young, youthful, strong. So don't beat them up and don't even say Phi onto them. So the parents have this duty in Islam to take care of their children, the helpless children. Feed them, clothe them, be kind to them. So if your parents have been kind to you in your helplessness, they didn't throw you when you couldn't even get up and walk on your feet. You know what I mean? So common sense we should use, right? But the Muslims, what they do, some of them, when the parents want to beat their children up, or they have a psychological problem, that we may be good to them, dutiful after Lord. So, and your Lord has decreed that you not worship except Him. Just after that, and to parents, good treatment. So this is kindness to parents at all times. But if we just use a little bit of our common sense in this, we'll see the Phi part is when they both reach old age. So God is saying that we must, if parents are being unkind, then are they to their children, are they being dutiful for their parenting? No. Just turn it around. So by this other part, you can see that when they reach old age, so when children are under you and they are dutiful towards you as children, towards the parents, because you brought us up. And you didn't do a favor on us by bringing us up, right? It is, we are your children. God gave you this, the children that you wanted. Suppose if you didn't have any children, you would be praying to God to give you children and not leave you barren, like Hazrat Ibrahim prayed, and Hazrat Zachariah prayed when he feared his family members. So it's one should use one's common sense in this, because the verse here, why not people, they can, some Muslims would exploit this. Now, if you have a psychological problem as a parent, or if you are drinking, over drinking, I mean, alcohol is not allowed in Islam, right? But let's say you're taking some drugs, psychological drugs, or something in your life has happened. You were beaten by your father or raped by your father. This is not allowed in Islam, but then, so I'm saying it's not allowed. You're not supposed to be beaten by your father. So all this hodgepodge, see, even I can complete my sentence here. So much injustice has been done. It makes my blood boil now, and my boiler is going to burst. So, in the name of Allah, like God says here, and then the parents become blind completely, like, yes, good treatment. Some parents are very possessive. There are parents who want to control their kids. There are tyrant parents, you know, who like to control their kids, dictator parents who like to dictate to their parents, use their kids as a punching bag. Just because something happened in their life which is bad, then they bring it out on their kids. So Islam is not for that. But God has done a very good thing for those Muslims who are practicing such crimes, such cruel things, and misusing religion. And your Lord has decreed that you not worship except Him. So have you put, in your life, have you put the Lord first? And if you have put the Lord first, then you should have done good treatment to your parents, and see that if your parents had hit you and smashed you and bruised you, black and white, oh sorry, black and blue, black and white, then you remain patient. And so we will do the same thing to our children, and they must be dutiful to us, because after we have put the Lord first, and the Lord has put us after Him. So then we come to this one. Did you take care of your parents in your old age? Not even say bye to them. Whether one or both of them, when you reach old, they reach old age. Now, see the verse. When, whether one or both of them, if they reach old age. With you, means when they reach old age and they are with you, or, you know, as they reach old age and they are alive and you are alive, say not to them, in brackets, so much as oof, and do not repel them, but speak to them a noble word. So the poor feeble parents, with you. Now you have reached that age of adulthood or youth, and you're stronger than them. So then we see that you, of course, you be kind to your parents. God cannot say be unkind to your parents, because they have taken care of you. You were helpless, and yet don't think that you have become a parent. So due to this child that you were given, it is a blessing. Life is a blessing from God. So be kind, be soft, give them all that they need in their helplessness, in their infancy. And as they're growing up, give them that trust and all. So there are many, many things, many conditions. What you need to provide, the parents need to provide for the children. And never ever for the parents to be unkind or cruel to their children. It is only common sense. When God says here, when they reach old age, then do not even say fie unto them. But we were told that never ever say fie unto your parents. Look down when they're scolding you, and things like that. So for the children, God has not told the parents to take care of your children when they were infants. This is wrong. I can't remember a Quran ayat saying like do not be cruel to your children. So that is something which is missing in the Quran. But in a haste, what I wanted to do is correct this thing that a live stream had reminded me, and now a video reminded me. Highlights of this person, and Abdullah Samir's members only. Sorry, it's for members only. Highlights of this person's life, where the mother beats the child black and blue, and even I just heard the highlights little bit. I stopped the video and wanted to make and even said there in the comment section, mentioned and gave this ayat. But the first verse, and your Lord has decreed that you not, this kind of makes us think that parents think that they can dominate their children, they can dictate to their children, and we need to obey them like we need to obey Allah. The parents have obeyed Allah and the Messenger, so much so, maybe or not, I don't know how much. So anyways, just for generalization, let's say. But there are some instances, some cases where the children are beaten black and blue. So it's not white and black life. And God, so the Muslim parents, however, start to think, oh yes, you see, they take this very raw discipline and obedience, this kind of discipline, military discipline, and time, like wake up at 8 o'clock, discipline yourselves, sleep early, all this military discipline, without explaining to the child why and all this, can make the child become very psychotic, become very like psycho. So there should be some softness and kindness for sure. But as we are told here, you should be kind to your parents. Parents take it as a favor, some of them. I don't know how to say this. Here I need to explain again that the Muslim children take a lot from their parents. However, do you see what we have missed? Maybe that never ever, maybe some of us have missed this, whether one or both of them reach old age. If they reach old age with you, when they are alive and you are alive, then do not say oof to them. You're not going to say oof to an old age person, like he's on stick and he's like trembling, shaking in old age. So this is what it means. So again I'm saying, God, you see, I'm not going to sleep on these Quranic verses, and I have to explain it properly. Hopefully God will. You see, these peak of eloquence, Imam Ali, these Quran verses, we thought they're the best. They've come from Allah, and they're put in such a way that no injustice can come out of them. No. They've been put in such a way that people have, it has blindfolded some of us. We miss some of the verses, some parts of the verses that say prostitution is allowed and all these things. And now this one can be exploited, this part of the verse. And your Lord has decreed by the parents themselves, by the Muslim parents themselves, not understanding if the next part, if one of them or both of them attain old age, we are not to say fie unto them. But they can, when we were helpless under their authority, under their care, when they were strong, they also should not do to these helpless children fie and hitting them and all this. Get it? Please get it. Please see this. So no, I feel God has done injustice. Some Muslims, we blame the Muslims. Yes, and the psychotic mother or psychotic father doing these things, control freak people, what they do. Even the parents, control freak parents, taking this part of the verse and hitting this left, right and center. Duty of care, they what do you call it, what's that word, they kind of not, they thwart their duty of care towards the children. So this is a problem, because God did not mention about the children, about those helpless infant children, and under your care, under the mother's care, under the father's care. I think this God never realized, I guess, that the parents can have become psychotic. Parents can have many psychological problems when there is a divorce, when the husband is beating the wife, exploiting that verse, the Muslim. Many problems we have had. 1400 years have passed and we Muslims have not been able to really be good parents, good spouses, faithful. The men are getting married 4 times when they want to, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Shias are temporary marriages, Sunnis having concubines, mistresses, and all this goes on. Where are we going to get a stable, good society? God only knows, really. Thank you so much. So that previous video was just a brief one to tell you what that this verse, at least the fie one, do not fie, never fie on your parents. No, it's not like that. So giving God priority, that God, now I can speak about not associating anyone with God, and you worship only one God, and this one God worshippers have given us the most problems. Or maybe as much as, can I talk about idol worshippers or Jews or Christians? No, I will talk about the Muslims only, because I was myself a Shia Muslim. Whether the Sunni Muslims want to say yes or no, I wasn't a Muslim after all. It doesn't make a difference to me, because I know my Shahada. I know that I was a Muslim. I know my heart. And I know the rest of the Shia Muslims. Okay? And I know my books. Thank you very much. I will continue with this later.